welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about the Ballon d'Or and who I believe should be in contention for the award, and most importantly, who I believe should take home the award this up and coming October. Now, a lot of you guys might think it's a little too early to talk about the Ballon d'Or and who's going to win it, because obviously, like I said, the ceremony isn't until late October, I'm pretty sure. But unlike previous years, the Ballon d'Or is not based off the calendar year anymore. Over the past couple years, for the past 3 years actually, it's been based off the club season. And obviously there's an international tournament like there was this year, two of them, the Euro and the Copa America, that's also factored in there. So the guys who are in contention for the award can't do anything else to help their case or take away from their case. It's done. What they did is what they did, and that's what the voting is going to be based off of. So today, like I said, I want to talk to you guys about that, because this to me is one of the weirdest Ballon d'Or years that I can remember in my life, because it's so wide open. Historically, especially since Messi and Ronaldo started to win the award, it's been like we've always had frontrunners for the award. Like last year, it was Messi or Haaland. Like which one of those two was going to win it? The year before, it was obviously going to be Benzema. No one else was in contention. But again, we had a clear frontrunner. The year before, it was Messi or Lewa. The year before, it was Messi or Van Dijk. The year before, it was Ronaldo or Griezmann or Modric. But this year, like I said, it's wide open, bro. There's so many players in contention and so many players that if they win it, I will not be shocked. Now, I want to say this first of all. I try to be as unbiased as possible in this channel when I'm talking about teams, because obviously, as you guys know, I'm a Barca fan, and I try to just be fair with everybody because I want to be taken seriously as a football creator. And if I'm just sitting here being biased all the time, who the fuck wants to watch that? So again, I always try to be as unbiased as possible. And for me, bro, full disclosure, I believe a Real Madrid player has to take home the award this October. I don't think it could be Rodri. I don't think it could be. I definitely don't think it can be Mbappe. Any of those players. I think it has to be a Real Madrid player, because that team was the most successful team in Europe this year. Obviously winning the UCL, winning the league as well, winning the Super Cup, actually winning kind of like a treble, a Mickey Mouse treble in a way. And also, like, they only lost 2 games this whole year. So for me, it has to be a Real Madrid player. Now, I believe other players like Rodri and, like I said, Mbappe maybe might be in contention for it. But to me, the top 5, it should have 4 Madrid players in there. And for me personally, bro, I don't want to make this video too long. I think the Ballon d'Or should go to Vinicius Jr. I think what Vini did this year for Real Madrid, both in the UCL and in the league, was amazing. Now, obviously, that Madrid team is stacked, and that's why they won the UCL, along with, like, Bellingham had a great year, and Rodrigo had a great year, and Toni Kroos might be in contention for the award as well, and Dani Carvajal is going to be in contention for the award as well. But to me, it should be Vinicius Jr. because, like I said, I think he was such a determining factor in that UCL run. He was Real Madrid's best player, most important player in that second half of the season for them. Now, obviously, Bellingham started off the season really, really well. He was red hot to start the season, and really for the first 5 months. I mean, Bellingham from August to December, that was one of the most impressive runs that I've seen from a player. I mean, this guy was breaking every record that Ronaldo had set for, like, games at Madrid, like most goals, like in this amount of games, most assists in this amount of games. I mean, the guy was going crazy. But obviously, towards the second half of the year, Bellingham kind of tailed off a little bit, and especially in the UCL, he was not as determining. He was not as much of a determining factor. Sorry about that, as Vinicius Jr. was, in my opinion at least. Now, obviously, Bellingham made it further in his international competition than Vini did, because obviously Vini in the Copa America, Brazil got knocked out in the quarterfinals by Uruguay in a game that Vini couldn't even play in because he was obviously suspended for that game. And overall, for the Copa America, Vini wasn't amazing. But again, this is one of the weaker Brazilian generations that we've seen, and I think Vini was decent in the Copa America. I don't think he ghosted. I think this time he actually showed up for Brazil. I don't think Bellingham was, like, if Bellingham would have had some insane Euro, I would say, you know what, you give it to Bellingham because what he did at the first half of the year and then what he did at the Euro. But with Bellingham not being as great in the Euro, obviously his best moment was like goal against Slovakia. But in the knockout rounds against Switzerland and against the Netherlands, he wasn't great. Now, he was decent in the final, but for the most part, he wasn't great. And again, if England would have won it, he would have had a much better case. I think if England would have won the Euro against Spain on Sunday, he would be the frontrunner, number 1, the betting favorite. But since they lost and Bellingham wasn't great, I think even if they lost actually, but Bellingham had this great tournament, he had I don't know, 5 goals and 6 assists, he would have won it. But with him kind of disappointing, again, I don't think Bellingham should win it in my opinion. I think the Ballon d'Or is an award that historically people look at and say, who does this season, who does this year belong to? And I think when you're looking at the football picture of this season, of 2023-2024, it's got to go to Vinicius Jr. Now, me personally, bro, I think Carvajal, I don't think he's going to win it because obviously he's a fullback, but he should definitely be in the top 5 at least. Dani Carvajal just had one of the best seasons individually a right back has ever had. And I'm not really being hyperbolic when I say that. I mean, this man was insane for Madrid. Last year, he had a down season for Madrid. He was actually looking kind of washed. And this year, he turned up and he was, in my opinion, arguably the best right back in the world. I mean, he was that good. And obviously, this is a guy who was a pivotal part in that UCL run for Real Madrid, who came up so big in so many games in those knockout rounds. And also, bro, let's not forget, this guy did score in a UCL final. He scored in Wembley against Dortmund, obviously, with that header that put Madrid up in that game and helped. And basically, that was when Madrid won it. When Carvajal scored that goal, there was no way Madrid were going to lose that game. So for me, Dani Carvajal, again, I don't think he should win it. I don't think he's going to win it because, again, a right back, it's kind of hard to, it's so much easier to determine the value of a striker or a winger or a midfielder or an advanced midfielder in Bellingham's case, as opposed to Dani Carvajal, who is a right back. But again, I do want to give Dani Carvajal his flowers because he was nothing short of remarkable this year. And for Spain, bro, I mean, Jesus, man, that was impressive what he did in this tournament. He was so good throughout the whole tournament. The fact he didn't make the team of the tournament is crazy to me. They gave that shit to Kyle Walker, right back, like over Koundé or over Dani Carvajal. That is unacceptable to me. But yeah, like I said, for me, I think I want to shout out Dani Carvajal as well because I believe he should be in the conversation. I want to shout out Toni Kroos because he was amazing as well. Now, obviously, I don't think Toni Kroos had this great Euro run, and obviously it ended kind of poorly for him. Wasn't great against Spain, and obviously Germany went out in the quarterfinals. But Toni Kroos was amazing. Arguably the best midfielder in the world this league season. I mean, he was that good. And also, like guys like Fede Valverde are never going to get talked about enough. But Fede Valverde has as good a case as anybody to be considered I'm not going to say the best because Rodri's obviously still there, but he's one of the best midfielders in the world. And again, he also won the UCL. He was obviously amazing for them. So I think Fede Valverde should be in that conversation. But again, Dani Carvajal and Fede Valverde and Toni Kroos, I don't think they're going to win the Ballon d'Or. For me, the top three is going to end up being, I think Vini's going to finish first. I think Bellingham's going to finish second. And I think Rodri is going to finish third. Now, how do I feel about Rodri and the Ballon d'Or? Because a lot of people are saying that now that he won the Euro and won the player of the tournament at the Euro, he should win the Ballon d'Or. Look, bro, I think the best chance Rodri had to win the Ballon d'Or was last year when Man City won the treble. But unfortunately for him, he wasn't even the best player on his own team because Erling Haaland had a record-breaking season. So I don't think Rodri is going to win the Ballon d'Or. Now, the fact that we're talking about a pivot, finishing possibly in the top 5 for back-to-back years is fucking insane. And it's a testament to how amazing Rodri is and how amazing he's been. And I believe that Rodri will go down as one of the best DMs, if not the best DM. It's kind of hard for me to say the best because I have so much love in my heart for Sergio Busquets, and I watched him in his prime, and I know how good Busquets was. And they're really, like, they play the same position, but there's totally different players in terms of style and just, like, everything about them. But again, the fact that Rodri might do that is insane. And for me, look, I don't think Rodri's going to win it. I don't think he should win it because, yes, you won the Euro, but you could, like, that Spain Euro win was as a collective effort as you will see in international football. When you look at Argentina in the 2022 World Cup, they won that. Yes, the squad was good and they played really well. A bunch of different players came up with big moments like Di Maria and Enzo Fernandez and McAllister and obviously Julian Alvarez. But it was mostly Messi who won them that tournament. Now, if Spain, if they didn't have Rodri, do I think they win the Euro? No. But obviously, like, he was like, that was such a collective effort by that team. There wasn't really like a standout player in my opinion because you could have given player of the tournament to Rodri like they did, or Fabian Ruiz, or even Lamine Yamal if you wanted to, or even Dani Carvajal if you want to throw him in there, or Cucurella if you want to throw him in there. There were so many Spain players that you could have argued could have won player of the tournament. And for me, Rodri only winning the Premier League, winning the Premier League, which is obviously a big trophy, but Man City are so dominant, we're kind of immune to it at this point. And also winning the Euro, it's obviously great, but people are going to say, oh, but Rodri won the Euro, Messi won the World Cup, he should win it because, you know, it's an international trophy. First of all, like I said earlier, Rodri was not as good in this tournament as Messi was in his, not even fucking close. And also, it's hard to compare a DM to a player like Messi because I was going to say Messi's a striker, but he's not really a striker. Messi can play anywhere, but again, it's kind of hard to, like, Rodri plays much further away from the opponent's goal than Messi, and obviously Messi can have much more impact in the game because he plays closer to the opponent's goal. But again, and also, like I said, Rodri wasn't as good as Messi, and the Euro is not the World Cup. Like, no one's ever said because you win the Euro, you have to win the Ballon d'Or. So for me, like I said, I don't want to make this video too long, even though it's already probably too fucking long. I think the Ballon d'Or should go to Vinicius Jr. I believe that he did enough in his club season to obviously warrant him winning the award. And I believe that historically people talk about, oh, Vini winning the Ballon d'Or, it's crazy. Bro, Vini had over 30 GA this year. I'm pretty sure he had over 35. And he was one of the best players. He was actually the best player, in my opinion, in the UCL. And usually when you do that, again, you're going to win the award. And we have to get rid of this mindset as football fans of Messi and Ronaldo, because that's never going to happen again. Seeing these aliens put up over 80 GA for like 6 years in a row and winning the UCL basically every single year, it's never going to happen again. It is never going to happen again. So I urge football fans, sorry, I had to burp, to please get that standard out of your head. Get that standard out of your head. No one is ever going to compete with those two monsters and the numbers they put up and the moments that they had. But I think that Vini, historically, if you look at his Ballon d'Or, it's not going to be like a what the fuck, how did this guy win it? Because Vinicius Jr. was that good this year. And like I said, being such a catalyst for that UCL winning team, I believe he deserves it. Again, for me, if you have to ask me about my top three, I would say Vini number 1. I would put probably maybe Bellingham at 2, and then probably Carvajal or Rodri at 3. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like after number 1, like I believe Vini should win it, and I believe he should be going away. So it's hard for, like I said, it's such a weird Ballon d'Or because there's not really many players who I believe deserve to win it. I think it's Vini who deserves it the most, and then I would say Bellingham second because, again, like I said, his first half of the year was so good that you kind of got to give him that respect, but he kind of did fade towards the latter end of the year. But still, man, Bellingham had some good moments for Madrid, especially like in the El Clasico. He's the one that scored that winner in the El Clasico that basically won Madrid the league. Obviously, was amazing in the Spanish Super Cup as well. But for me, bro, it's like the top 5 should be at least 4 Madrid players, and then if you want to throw Rodri in there as well, I don't think Kylian Mbappe should be anywhere near the conversation for Ballon d'Or this year. I know he won Ligue 1, but who the fuck cares? PSG could literally trot out 11 players with one leg, and they would still win Ligue 1 by like 10 points. That league is extremely uncompetitive, and if you only win that trophy, and especially the way that Mbappe finished in the UCL and played in the Euros, he has no business winning this award. Maybe he'll win it. He'll probably win it next year when Madrid win the fucking, like, I don't know, the Sextuple with him and that super team that they're building. But this year, it's got to be Vini in my opinion, and I think in October, I hope the voters get it right because, again, the Ballon d'Or historically, this is what people look at. People who are like casuals to the game and want to get into football, you know, you look at the Ballon d'Or to see who was the most dominant player this year, who are the most dominant players of all time. That's how you, that's the way that they judge it. And, you know, for me, this year belongs to Vinicius Jr. I think he was that good. I think he was that transcendent. Again, the Copa America finish wasn't great, especially him not playing the last game. But I think that it should go to Vini anyway. And again, yeah, I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me know who you guys believe should be the winner of the Ballon d'Or this year. I'd love to hear it down below. Let me know your reasoning as to why. If you think Carvajal should win it, if you think Cruz should win it. Who do you guys think are some players that are going under the radar in terms of that should be more talked about when it comes to this award? I'd love to hear it down below. But yeah, man, I love every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.